As a teacher, don't you find it frustrating when students miss a class? Especially when they missed a key concept or some important content. And a lot of students never catch up. And let's face it, to do so effectively, you'd have to reteach the lesson. Feeling this same frustration, Aaron Sams and John Bergman, both high school science teachers, decided to make a series of video lessons so that absent students could catch up at home. But then a funny thing happened. Those students that didn't miss the class, well, they said they wanted to watch the videos too. They said it helped them with their homework. And that got Sams and Bergman thinking some more, and they came up with a radical idea. Why don't we flip the classroom? Classrooms everywhere still look very much like this one, where the teacher stands out the front delivering content to students who usually sit in ordered rows taking notes. And the way the classroom has been set up hasn't changed much over the years. First there was the chalkboard, and then that was substituted with the whiteboard, and then along came the data projector, which augmented what they were already doing with the whiteboard. And then finally along came the smartboard, which if used well in the classroom can really modify what we do. But what the flipped classroom does is it redefines and transforms our pedagogical practice. And when we're considering using technology in education, we should always be aiming to transform our pedagogical practice. So instead of standing in front of the class, you make a video that covers the basic concepts and content for the students to watch at home. And then you spend the class time doing the sorts of activities that you might have usually set for homework, such as mastery learning, or activities relating to higher order thinking, or problem solving, or collaborative learning. But probably the greatest benefit of the flipped classroom is the extra time it frees up for differentiated instruction. It makes sense when you think about it. If Mary did not understand something in your class, then she's probably going to find it difficult to do her homework. She might even get discouraged and give up. With the flipped classroom, Mary has the chance to rewind and review difficult areas, which increases her chances of her getting it. And if she's still struggling, at least she'll have an idea of what questions she can ask before class. In addition to the video, you can also incorporate a learning management system like Moodle or Edmodo, and that'll encourage the students to collaborate at home, but also give you the opportunity to add in some questions to check for understanding. Very quickly, other teachers noticed what Sams and Bergman were doing, and soon after that research was being carried out on the impact of the flipped classroom. From all of the research, 3 major meta-studies were carried out, each looking at various aspects of the flipped classroom. The first study by Moore and others found that students had more time to engage with content, and they also had more interaction with other students and their teacher. The second study by Tucker showed that students had already formulated their questions before class, that students had a higher level of intrinsic motivation, and the teacher interacted more deeply with their students. The third study by Hareed and others found that flipped students outperformed their peers, and they were also more interested in and less concerned by learning challenges. Flipped classroom teachers almost universally agree that it's not the instructional videos on their own, but how they're integrated into an overall approach that makes a difference. Critics of the model argue that preparation is too time-consuming, but with screen capture tools such as Camtasia or Snagit, or the ubiquitous smartphone, content can be generated in almost real time. The flipped classroom, with its use of videos that engage and focus student learning, offers us a new model of teaching, combining active student-centered learning with content mastery that can be applied to solving real-world problems. It's a win-win. So if you are now considering flipping your classroom, then my work here is done. Beam me up, Scotty.